I'm Roberta, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make baba ghanoush, that wonderful Lebanese dip of smoky roasted eggplant. At least I call it baba ghanoush. There's a lot of controversy about what is baba ghanoush and what is another eggplant dip called mutabal. It varies from country to country and it varies from food expert to food expert. But most people I know think of this dip as baba ghanoush, so that's what we're going to call it. You can read a little bit more about the debate on my website when you look at the recipe if you like. So the first thing we're going to do is take a nice big oval eggplant and poke it in a number of places with the tines of a fork. I like to give it about 12 holes because we're going to pop this on the barbecue and we don't want that skin to split. We want the heat to go in and we want the eggplant to get nice and toasty there. That's probably even more, that's more like 16. All right, I'm going to take this downstairs and pop it on my barbecue. You can do it over an open flame on the kitchen stove. That's very messy. And I find that the slower heat of the barbecue works better. Do you want to come with me and see what I'm doing? So I've got good high heat and I like to give it about 5 minutes on each side. You can see that's already starting to get quite charred there. So now we'll just give it a bit of a turn and we'll give it another 5 minutes on that side. So after about 20 minutes, say 5 minutes on each side, we have a nicely charred eggplant. It's almost going to fall apart when I pick it up. So let's get it into a bowl and get it upstairs to cool down so we can handle it. So by the time our eggplant's cooled down enough to handle, it's already started to give off quite a bit of liquid. So what I'm going to do is slice it open, take all that lovely roasted eggplant flesh out, avoiding the skin, and pop it into a drainer to just get rid of a bit more of that liquid. Now, you want to get all of that flesh out because the closer it is to the skin, the more it's going to have that beautiful roasted flavour. But we don't want the charred skin. So go down nice and close to the skin and hopefully you can see you've got that nice brown on the flesh. You want all of that because that's your toasty flavour. And look, because of the shape of this eggplant, this flesh here in the neck didn't really get roasted. That's quite raw up the top. So I'll take a little bit of that, but I'm not going to take all of it because it's just going to dilute that beautiful toasty flavour. All those yummy bits, not the skin, and we'll just leave this now to drain for 15 minutes or so. So once our eggplant's had time to drain, and we're not going to get a lot more liquid out of it, but we don't want that liquid going in here. Don't press it, you don't want to get all of the liquid out of it, just most of the excess. So now we're going to pop everything in the bowl. Some garlic that I've already crushed up, a little bit of lemon juice that I've measured out, and I'm using a great big bowl because I want to beat it fairly strenuously. A tablespoon of tahini. There we go. Let's get all of that in there. And a couple of teaspoons of olive oil. Now once it's all mashed up together, you can taste it and decide if you want more tahini, more lemon juice or whatever. But let's start with those amounts and a good pinch of salt. Let's just give that a bit of a stir around and then in with our eggplant. Now, the reason for the big bowl, as I said, let me clear that out of the way. I want to be quite strenuous with the mashing. You can mash it with a fork, with a wooden spoon. I think a good old potato masher gives the best result. You do not want to put it into a food processor. We're not looking for a puree, we still want some texture. That smells so good. I can smell the roasted eggplant. I can smell the tahini. It's delicious. Now make sure you've given it a good mash up so it's nice and creamy like that. And then, let me get rid of that. Into a little bowl. Yum, as I said, I wish you could smell it. All right, look, I want you to see how creamy it is as it goes into the bowl. There we go. Yum, 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 yum. All right, drizzle of olive oil. You can garnish it with whatever you want. I've sometimes seen it with pine nuts on top. I'm serving it as part of a meze. So I know I've got some labna and some hummus with it. So I'm just going to give it a little sprinkling of za'atar, that dried thyme and sesame sprinkle, because of course tahini is one of the strong flavors in there. So the sesame, the tahini, yum. Baba Ghanoush, enjoy.